A lot of people, me included, aren't really sold on the idea of spending a couple $100 on a computer attached to their wrists yet. But the Xiaomi Mi Band 3 puts that bar to entry significantly lower, by like a lot. So what can you really expect for your money? Hey, I'm Brian and this is my experience with the Xiaomi Mi Band 3. I think I have to clarify that this is my first fitness tracker / smartwatch device. Mostly because I wasn't really sure what value it should bring to me when I already have a normal watch and a smartphone. But thanks to GearBest, who were gracious enough to send me one of these for review, I think I have a better idea now. So what's the Mi Band 3 in the first place? Well, I would say it's a fitness tracker, not a smartwatch first and foremost, but the lines are very blurry here anyway. It's basically a small puck with a screen on one side and a heart rate monitor on the other that clips into the strap it comes with. There's also a proprietary charging cable included. I think it looks good. It's very small, modern, and sleek. It blends in and is not bulky like other trackers, is what I'm trying to say, I guess. It doesn't feel cheap or uncomfortable, and the strap is easy to adjust. Because it does not have a power button, it immediately greets you with Chinese characters when you take it out of the box. But don't worry, it only tells you to download the Mi Fit app from the Play Store. You register with your Google account, click on the field that tells you to connect the band, and from there it updates the software of the band, which after that fortunately comes back at you in English automatically. One concern out of the way. Now we can explore what the band itself has to offer anyway. You navigate it using a button and the small black and white OLED touchscreen. It's certainly nothing impressive, it's neither very sharp or bright, but it's still readable outdoors and fast to react, so it more than gets the job done in my eyes. You can turn it on by either pressing the button below the screen or just raising your wrist to look at it. You have to turn this on in the app, but it does work surprisingly reliably, meaning it shows you the time when you want it and not when you don't. The, I guess, home screen shows you the time and the date. Swiping up and down brings you through the different functions, and swiping left reveals more information. You can see your notifications, how many steps you've taken, the weather, and measure your heart rate. You can also use it as a stopwatch to find your phone and see the battery percentage. But that's basically it. For full functionality, you really need the app, where you can also rearrange the menus. I don't really mind this though, because you don't really want or need to do more on the band itself. The app shows you more detailed information about your activity history, burned fat, and so on, your heart rate over time, and even a full analysis of your sleep, should you choose to wear it overnight. It's also the place from where you start tracking for actual workouts like running or cycling, and that's basically it. I wish it tracked swimming, as it's waterproof for up to 50 meters, but you at least definitely don't have to take it off in the shower. I used it while running, and it's kind of nice to see things like distance and pace right on your wrist. It also continuously measures your heart rate while working out. After you're done, you can see all the collected data in the app, and it's a pretty full-fledged running app. It shows all kinds of things from your route and step count to pace and heart rate over time to even stride length. It's important to mention though that it will need the GPS from your phone to work correctly. The band itself doesn't have GPS. I tracked the same run with another running app on my phone and the Mi Band seems to be very accurate, but it's kind of where one of my problems with it comes in. Couldn't I just use my phone on its own if I need to carry it anyway to track my activity with the band? To be fair, it does give you some more information like the step count, heart rate and so on, and it is nice to see your progress on the band screen. Another thing that's nice to see on the screen is notifications. You can choose which notifications you want in the app. The band vibrates when you get a notification, which is sometimes nice and sometimes annoying. And you can see where the notification is from and even scroll to read it, but that's cumbersome on the small screen, so I just see if it's important and then pull out my phone in case it is. That's a pretty handy thing. What's a bit annoying though is that the band can display every character, and I not only mean emoji, which results in a lot of question mark boxes. Before I tell you my conclusion, I quickly want to address battery life. It's really great. Even though the Mi Band 3 is so compact, it lasts weeks on a charge. I've used it for a week now and still have 65% battery left. Now mind you, this will heavily depend on how many activities you track with it. I tracked 2 of my runs, which taxes the battery a lot more than just normal wearing. But overall, 2 to 4 weeks should be realistic depending on how much you do. So now to the thoughts that I have on the Mi Band 3 and devices like these as a whole. I think it's important to call out that the Mi Band just doesn't do a lot, certainly not as much as other trackers. But it's also way smaller, less obnoxious, and a lot cheaper. And I feel like it does what it needs to. A lot of manufacturers tend to overload these things with tons of features that in the end just make the whole thing overwhelming. So do I recommend this thing? Absolutely. For 30 bucks, it's basically a no-brainer. It shows you the time, alerts you for notifications, and tracks plenty of additional health data as far as I'm concerned. Tech is probably the best when it just blends in, and the Mi Band definitely does that. Never once was I frustrated with it. You just have to know what to expect from such a small and sleek device. And I do like it for running, though I'm not sure why I, as a healthy person, need to know my steps and my heart rate throughout the day. Now they just have to come out with an NFC version that also supports Google Pay. Thanks again to GearBest for the review unit, and if you want to pick one up for yourself, you can do that through a link in the video description. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you know which buttons to press, and don't forget to press that follow button on Twitter. I'm Brian, and I'll see you in the next one.